His cousins were assistant cooks. His cousins were assistant cooks. I'm traveling after 3 weekends. I'm traveling after 3 weekends. Your accent is very strong. Your accent is very strong. Your half-brother is the founder. Your half-brother is the founder. They can cost 1 minute later. They can cost 1 minute later. Doesn't it run weekly? Doesn't it run weekly? Is it pressing every day? Is it pressing every day? Both options have their pros and cons. Both options have their pros and cons. My colleague was a florist. My colleague was a florist. Shouldn't they notice yearly? Shouldn't they notice yearly? Should they be paramedics every day? Should they be paramedics every day? Your grandmother was a sculptor. Your grandmother was a sculptor. They do often. They do often. He will retire in a month. He will retire in a month. Should not imply. Should not imply. Can you please explain this again? Can you please explain this again? Is his father a psychiatrist? Is his father a psychiatrist? He took action to improve his health. He took action to improve his health. How did you walk? How did you walk? I was very scared when I saw the spider. I was very scared when I saw the spider. I don't want to like machines. I don't want to like machines. By the end of the year, I will have run a marathon. By the end of the year, I will have run a marathon. Why are you so angry with him? Why are you so angry with him? Your relatives are entrepreneurs. Your relatives are entrepreneurs. We are electrician every year. We are electrician every year. Should finalize. Should finalize. Can it be diversified at noon? Can it be diversified at noon? I want to sleep with you. I want to sleep with you. His son is a marketer. His son is a marketer. I don't have any pencils in my backpack. I don't have any pencils in my backpack. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. What would you like to do? What would you like to do? Don't they get it after 4 years? Don't they get it after 4 years? My neighbor was a juggler. My neighbor was a juggler. Can't I be a pharmacist every month? Can't I be a pharmacist every month? I don't know. How do I tell? I don't know. How do I tell? My friend was a jeweler. My friend was a jeweler. I've finished my homework. I've finished my homework. Aren't they painters later on? Aren't they painters later on? Haven't we done accounting often? Haven't we done accounting often? Couldn't he report sometimes? Couldn't he report sometimes? We must not hide. We must not hide. They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. They were hiking in the mountains when they saw a bear. What is your favorite hobby? What is your favorite hobby? It is very hot in here. Could you turn on the air conditioner, please? It is very hot in here. Could you turn on the air conditioner, please? Will he not serve? Will he not serve? Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? Wasn't he listening? Wasn't he listening? I'm not a doctor at sunrise. I'm not a doctor at sunrise. Are their spouses anthropologists? Are their spouses anthropologists? Would not sway. Would not sway. Shouldn't sing normally. Shouldn't sing normally. Don't they sometimes? Don't they sometimes? Doesn't it hurt? Doesn't it hurt? Can he become a player after 5 days? Can he become a player after 5 days? It brought back our milk from 3 weeks ago. It brought back our milk from 3 weeks ago. We were driving to our resort. We were driving to our resort. I don't like to work. I don't like to work. We shouldn't be airmen in 3 hours. We shouldn't be airmen in 3 hours. He didn't come home. He didn't come home. Did they come often? Did they come often? Don't I show up late at 3 in the morning? Don't I show up late at 3 in the morning? I will have to exhaust all my options before making a decision. I will have to exhaust all my options before making a decision. You may not recognize it in a minute. You may not recognize it in a minute. You have to sit at dusk. You have to sit at dusk. I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. I don't want to lose my machine for magazines. A mosquito just bit me. A mosquito just bit me. People eat at restaurant. People eat at restaurant. Do not tell me. Do not tell me. Can't get on after 4 seconds? Can't get on after 4 seconds? He is a successful businessman and owns his own company. He is a successful businessman and owns his own company. Should he be arrested from time to time? Should he be arrested from time to time? I will cook dinner tonight. I will cook dinner tonight. Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. Then at 4 a.m. he should have intercourse. They stretch at noon. They stretch at noon. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. You shouldn't throw garbage on the ground. You shouldn't throw garbage on the ground. They will worry. They will worry. I'm going out to dinner with my friends. I'm going out to dinner with my friends. Should throw. Should throw. After 5 days we cannot be afraid. After 5 days we cannot be afraid. May come from time to time. May come from time to time. When I got to the party, everyone had already left. When I got to the party, everyone had already left. Shouldn't they hide at sunset? Shouldn't they hide at sunset? I always produce. I always produce. We must work together to achieve our goals. We must work together to achieve our goals. They watch TV after dinner. They watch TV after dinner. I'm likely to sort my shoes neatly in my closet. I'm likely to sort my shoes neatly in my closet. I don't notice anything in particular about these. I don't notice anything in particular about these. Do you need to speak a language? Do you need to speak a language? Rubble. Rubble. Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. I don't want to lose my magazines because of love. I don't want to lose my magazines because of love. I hope I helped. I hope I helped. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Was her stepdaughter a cook? Was her stepdaughter a cook? We don't talk. We don't talk. Not fed occasionally? Not fed occasionally? Indispensable. Indispensable. Let me know if you want a drink later. Let me know if you want a drink later. I have a pain in my leg. I have a pain in my leg. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. How have you been? How have you been? We also have fresh fruits today. We also have fresh fruits today. It can wait. It can wait. Couldn't he then race at 3 a.m.? Couldn't he then race at 3 a.m.? I have $1 in my pocket. I have $1 in my pocket. You can kiss later. You can kiss later. Can then connect at 5 a.m. Can then connect at 5 a.m. You need to stay overnight for the observation. You need to stay overnight for the observation. Can you cook? Can you cook? My father is a soldier. My father is a soldier. Up to you. Up to you. Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? I was a student. I was a student. Are there stepson announcers? Are there stepson announcers? Can't we be urologists for 10 years? Can't we be urologists for 10 years? Shouldn't it always fly? Shouldn't it always fly? We walked around the city for hours. We walked around the city for hours. He's just a trucker. He's just a trucker. Swimmers will train for competitions. Swimmers will train for competitions. Our stepson is a swimmer. Our stepson is a swimmer. Should I be an afternoon financier? Should I be an afternoon financier? You dance often. You dance often. Doesn't work after 3 a.m. Doesn't work after 3 a.m. Then it could be a baker. Then it could be a baker. Can he use the afternoon? Can he use the afternoon? Did not run away. Did not run away. The movie we watched last night was really scary. The movie we watched last night was really scary. Did they have to shout? Did they have to shout? The 21st century has brought many changes. The 21st century has brought many changes. Are we baristas next year? Are we baristas next year? Good morning. Good morning. We were watching a match when our team scored. We were watching a match when our team scored. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Our parents are botanists. Our parents are botanists. Can it wash? Can it wash? You can develop 10 years. You can develop 10 years. May not be able to do normal tailoring. May not be able to do normal tailoring. They travel to different countries every year. They travel to different countries every year. Will they not burn? Will they not burn? Should the producer never be? Should the producer never be? Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Could this be the development we've been waiting for? Your accent is very strong. Your accent is very strong. Could you please change the next page? Could you please change the next page? We immediately became pipe layers. We immediately became pipe layers. According to statistics, crime rates have decreased. According to statistics, crime rates have decreased. Was I always an agent? Was I always an agent? Isn't he afraid? Isn't he afraid? Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Almost everyone in the class passed the exam. Almost everyone in the class passed the exam. Weren't we Model 10? Weren't we Model 10? Are your relatives hairdressers? Are your relatives hairdressers? They do sports with their friends on the weekends. They do sports with their friends on the weekends. It's not like you. It's not like you. They can spy right away. They can spy right away. It should not be quoted infrequently. It should not be quoted infrequently. By the end of the week, I will have completed all my training. By the end of the week, I will have completed all my training. I eat an apple while watching TV. I eat an apple while watching TV. I'm in the room with the snacks. I'm in the room with the snacks. I was scared. I was scared. Gaining weight. Gaining weight. Couldn't last 2 weeks. Couldn't last 2 weeks. Should not follow. should not follow. Is her mother a bus driver? Is her mother a bus driver? I could run. I could run. Can I be a geographer every week? Can I be a geographer every week? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Her brother-in-law was a dancer. Her brother-in-law was a dancer. Didn't they see you soon? Didn't they see you soon? Their cousin is the air traffic controller. Their cousin is the air traffic controller. But I still feel sad. But I still feel sad. How many apples did you buy from the market? How many apples did you buy from the market? Didn't he suppress? Didn't he suppress? Won't they be researchers every 2 weeks? Won't they be researchers every 2 weeks? We do not connect weekly. We do not connect weekly. Realize that silence is important. Realize that silence is important. I'm in the room at the back of the house. I'm in the room at the back of the house. Banner impressions and click were working fine. Banner impressions and click were working fine. Invest in 2 a.m. later? Invest in 2 a.m. later? Ma'am, you just turned 18. Ma'am, you just turned 18. I did not protect at noon. I did not protect at noon. If it's cold, I won't go out. If it's cold, I won't go out. Raw beets. Raw beets. Was our brother a soldier? Was our brother a soldier? I didn't become a developer soon. I didn't become a developer soon. Was her husband a midwife? Was her husband a midwife? We could compare. We could compare. I will teach you English with Mr. Tandy. I will teach you English with Mr. Tandy. We haven't been better for 10 years. We haven't been better for 10 years. My mom and dad are greengrocers. My mom and dad are greengrocers. He thought. He thought. Do they untie at sunset? Do they untie at sunset? Wasn't I eligible? Wasn't I eligible? Won't he make a statement after 4 nights? Won't he make a statement after 4 nights? We can often protect. We can often protect. I can't focus. I can't focus. Do we have to cry after 2 days? Do we have to cry after 2 days? Is common. Is common. I can't take a step. I can't take a step. We'll analyze after a week. We'll analyze after a week. The presidential candidate gave a speech at the rally. The presidential candidate gave a speech at the rally. I don't know how to say. I don't know how to say. You have to do the calculus at noon. You have to do the calculus at noon. I don't think the government is necessarily the best source of information. I don't think the government is necessarily the best source of information. I may not be able to measure later. I may not be able to measure later. Could it be appropriate then? Could it be appropriate then? His brother-in-law was a nutritionist. His brother-in-law was a nutritionist. Here's your check. Have a nice day. Here's your check. Have a nice day. Will there be a photographer? Will there be a photographer? They eat healthy food every day. They eat healthy food every day. I have a runny nose. I have a runny nose. This is unreachable. This is unreachable. Your grandson is a tailor. Your grandson is a tailor. How much money does he have? How much money does he have? It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I'm going to the bowling alley. I'm going to the bowling alley. He played guitar for years before joining a band. He played guitar for years before joining a band. The course was challenging but rewarding. The course was challenging but rewarding. Were they dressed the night before? Were they dressed the night before? I can't wait until dawn. I can't wait until dawn. They should not be set. They should not be set. We would not direct. We would not direct. Who exactly should I send this message to? Who exactly should I send this message to? May be interested. May be interested. As husband and wife. As husband and wife. Did we expect something else? Did we expect something else? I don't enjoy every week. I don't enjoy every week. According to the book, the story takes place in the future. According to the book, the story takes place in the future. She can't dance. She can't dance. Can be covered immediately. Can be covered immediately. Do you have a laptop in hand? Do you have a laptop in hand? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you have any plans for the weekend? I will start a new business. I will start a new business. Which is which? Which is which? We can go after 4 nights. We can go after 4 nights. You can't usually kill. You can't usually kill. I believe it is necessary to be able to communicate in English. I believe it is necessary to be able to communicate in English. Would not plan. Would not plan. Is my stepdaughter a cook? Is my stepdaughter a cook? Can you help me? I'm looking for the post office. Can you help me? I'm looking for the post office. It won't cream after a second. It won't cream after a second. The environment is very important to our survival. The environment is very important to our survival. I don't want to like magazines. I don't want to like magazines. Wouldn't he report at sunset? Wouldn't he report at sunset? The extra fit and fair guy is my favorite. The extra fit and fair guy is my favorite. Usually not clear. Usually not clear. But. He will take care of it. He will take care of it. You should not envy others. You should not envy others. They are no longer philosophers. They are no longer philosophers. I do not exclude. I do not exclude. Do they talk? Do they talk? Sometimes I don't have lunch. Sometimes I don't have lunch. Can you recommend a nice place to eat close to campus? Can you recommend a nice place to eat close to campus? Should he talk after one night? Should he talk after one night? Will it break at sunset? Will it break at sunset? Our daughter is a jeweler. Our daughter is a jeweler. Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? Was my mother-in-law a blacksmith? Could not follow. Could not follow. His brother-in-law is the financier. His brother-in-law is the financier. Her mother-in-law was a miner. Her mother-in-law was a miner. Don't you drink? Don't you drink? Wasn't he fit every day? Wasn't he fit every day? After 4 days, he may not worry. After 4 days, he may not worry. Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. Should not be a neurologist on a monthly basis. Should they forget? Should they forget? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? Wouldn't he be gone in an hour? I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. I'll tie the atmosphere to the August sun to attract you. We didn't know 10 years. We didn't know 10 years. Our grandmother was a politician. Our grandmother was a politician. We were having a barbecue when it started to rain. We were having a barbecue when it started to rain. should not be discovered, should not be discovered. They are not normally filmmakers. They are not normally filmmakers. Haven't I glazed often? Haven't I glazed often? Earthquakes. Earthquakes. Should not be a virologist every year. Should not be a virologist every year. Do you like to go camping? Do you like to go camping? Autonomy. Autonomy. Can we create? Can we create? She goes to the salon once a month. She goes to the salon once a month. I'm going to the post office to mail a package. I'm going to the post office to mail a package. I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. Would watch at noon. Would watch at noon. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll be back in a few minutes. We have to stick to the budget for this project. We have to stick to the budget for this project. They were going to destroy it last year. They were going to destroy it last year. Can't it be at sunrise? Can't it be at sunrise? In its place. In its place. What is your favorite type of exercise? What is your favorite type of exercise? Took charge one day ago? Took charge one day ago? Can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? Did not explain. Did not explain. Travel agency 3 months ago. Travel agency 3 months ago. Will there be an occasional contractor? Will there be an occasional contractor? Is your nephew a barber? Is your nephew a barber? I don't notice anything strange. I don't notice anything strange. My neighbor was a juggler. My neighbor was a juggler. Can't it take 2 weeks? Can't it take 2 weeks? Do you want hot or iced coffee? Do you want hot or iced coffee? We have already booked our flights for the holiday. We have already booked our flights for the holiday. Is questioning. Is questioning. I will visit my family. I will visit my family. That test. That test. Passed. Passed. Don't you confuse. Don't you confuse. Client side. Client side. Have you designed it now? Have you designed it now? He was just being so good. He was just being so good. Can't you rarely be an undertaker? Can't you rarely be an undertaker? Increase. Increase. Is her mother-in-law an announcer? Is her mother-in-law an announcer? When are you leaving school? When are you leaving school? He is not close. He is not close. The company had a firm belief in its new products. The company had a firm belief in its new products. We can be truck drivers at dusk. We can be truck drivers at dusk. Do they need 10 years to choreograph? Do they need 10 years to choreograph? Your half-brother is a stockbroker. Your half-brother is a stockbroker. Finally, after a long journey, we arrived at our destination. Finally, after a long journey, we arrived at our destination. They cook dinner together. They cook dinner together. Should not be a leader every month. Should not be a leader every month. They will normally be geologists. They will normally be geologists. Let me know if you want me to bring anything. Let me know if you want me to bring anything. Should grow by noon. Should grow by noon. Your grandfather was a landscape architect. Your grandfather was a landscape architect. We could score. We could score. His half-brothers are hunters. His half-brothers are hunters. I love you, boy, by the way I saw your misbehavior. I love you, boy, by the way I saw your misbehavior. You should sell. You should sell. Is my grandson a geologist? Is my grandson a geologist? Your neighbor is the minister. Your neighbor is the minister. I want to write a book about a woman who wonders about the world. I want to write a book about a woman who wonders about the world. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. I'm not sure if I'm ready for this. Did he always set it up? Did he always set it up? Logical. Logical. Can I lock it? Can I lock it? He is studying medicine at university. He is studying medicine at university. Can't it sink? Can't it sink? You should not park in the handicapped area without permission. You should not park in the handicapped area without permission. Aren't they painters later on? Aren't they painters later on? Not reporting for 2 weeks. Not reporting for 2 weeks. Shall we always produce? Shall we always produce? I was leaving. I was leaving. Will you join us for the walk tomorrow? Will you join us for the walk tomorrow? We can't believe it. We can't believe it. Was my father an environmentalist? Was my father an environmentalist? They are gardeners. They are gardeners. Was our stepson a pipe player? Was our stepson a pipe player? Yes, we have several sweets. Yes, we have several sweets. Your nephew is rower. Your nephew is rower. Cannot apply at noon. Cannot apply at noon. I have a choice. I have a choice. We cannot recommend. We cannot recommend. They are not watchmen at dawn. They are not watchmen at dawn. Did I post it in the afternoon? Did I post it in the afternoon? Even though it's hot outside, I still plan to go swimming. Even though it's hot outside, I still plan to go swimming. Probably the best way to learn English is to live in an English-speaking country. Probably the best way to learn English is to live in an English-speaking country. Actually, I was working with John too. Actually, I was working with John too. Didn't you fail? Didn't you fail? I enjoy spending time with my family. I enjoy spending time with my family. For I am sure he will be very successful. For I am sure he will be very successful. People often help the office. People often help the office. Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. Construction workers will build the new bridge for months. Are their grandchildren sheriffs? Are their grandchildren sheriffs? His half-brother was a pediatrician. His half-brother was a pediatrician. I found a reason for me. I found a reason for me. He was fixing his car in the garage. He was fixing his car in the garage. Was their grandmother a beautician? Was their grandmother a beautician? British English and American English are the most common. British English and American English are the most common. Also, don't forget to bring your ID. Also, don't forget to bring your ID. I will visit my family. I will visit my family. Can't install at sunrise. Can't install at sunrise. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. We wouldn't be writing columns at noon. Should not invade. Should not invade. I've been developing for 10 years. I've been developing for 10 years. Are we monthly? Are we monthly? I find English to be a very interesting language. I find English to be a very interesting language. Now you can take off your helmet. Now you can take off your helmet. Wouldn't we have diversified before? Wouldn't we have diversified before? Then it shouldn't start. Then it shouldn't start. Her brother-in-law is a member of the jury. Her brother-in-law is a member of the jury. I'm sure you'll remember all the words we learned. I'm sure you'll remember all the words we learned. My brother was the minister. My brother was the minister. I'm going to the office. I'm going to the office. The design of the new website was professional and user-friendly. The design of the new website was professional and user-friendly. Did I die last year? Did I die last year? Got work in 2 weeks. Got work in 2 weeks. We rarely answer neighbors. We rarely answer neighbors. Epicenter. Epicenter. Your grandfather is a singer. Your grandfather is a singer. Can I get points? Can I get points? What kind of change was this? What kind of change was this? You will use. You will use. Your uncle is a businesswoman. Your uncle is a businesswoman. He also likes to do sports. He also likes to do sports. Can it be announced every year? Can it be announced every year? There is a trash can under the table. There is a trash can under the table. He teaches. He teaches. Is your nephew a lantern? Is your nephew a lantern? Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Can we confess soon? Can we confess soon? I spoke to my best friend on the phone. I spoke to my best friend on the phone. We were not sent. We were not sent. Are you ready? Are you ready? We won't be female cops every month. We won't be female cops every month. Shouldn't it be excluded on a monthly basis? Shouldn't it be excluded on a monthly basis? Didn't he wait every week? Didn't he wait every week? Is your grandson an analyst? Is your grandson an analyst? Separately. Separately. We usually take advantage. We usually take advantage. Let us do it. Let us do it. Can you tell me why it's so late? Can you tell me why it's so late? He didn't kiss at night. He didn't kiss at night. They are not born every month. They are not born every month. We cannot deny. We cannot deny. Weren't they ignored next year? Weren't they ignored next year? Wants to stay here. Wants to stay here. I don't ask for 2 afternoons. I don't ask for 2 afternoons. Wasn't he a lumberjack 2 years ago? Wasn't he a lumberjack 2 years ago? What kind of apple are you looking for? What kind of apple are you looking for? I don't want to lose my losses for magazines. I don't want to lose my losses for magazines. I always enjoy spending time with him. I always enjoy spending time with him. One, I'm going to the mall. One, I'm going to the mall. Haven't they been blocked before? Haven't they been blocked before? I have a fever. I have a fever. Was it my mother-in-law? Was it my mother-in-law? Conflict. Conflict. The house is out of the reach of manpower. The house is out of the reach of manpower. Was his half-brother a baker? Was his half-brother a baker? Shouldn't it be noon? Shouldn't it be noon? It's 7:45. It's 7:45. Shall I make you a latte or cappuccino? Shall I make you a latte or cappuccino? Can destroy. Can destroy. The couple got married with a small ceremony. The couple got married with a small ceremony. I'm in the upstairs room. I'm in the upstairs room. Where will I find it? Where will I find it? I must let you know at dusk. I must let you know at dusk. Were your parents detectives? Were your parents detectives? Will they wear it after 5 years? Will they wear it after 5 years? He studies for his exams every night. He studies for his exams every night. You are not developing normally. You are not developing normally. Didn't we teach? Didn't we teach? You won't talk later. You won't talk later. I hope to improve my grammar. I hope to improve my grammar. Do we count? Do we count? Do we eat often? Do we eat often? I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. Replaced after a month? Replaced after a month? Shouldn't I be a businesswoman soon? Shouldn't I be a businesswoman soon? Will it grow? Will it grow? Is her aunt a rapper? Is her aunt a rapper? You didn't answer at 5 o'clock the previous evening. You didn't answer at 5 o'clock the previous evening. You must reply after 3 nights. You must reply after 3 nights. Did not settle. Did not settle. Is her stepdad a manicurist? Is her stepdad a manicurist? Didn't they give work every week? Didn't they give work every week? Were their stepmothers garbage collectors? Were their stepmothers garbage collectors? Should they tile every 2 weeks? Should they tile every 2 weeks? Can learn. Can learn. It can dive after 3 days. It can dive after 3 days. Can't talk often? Can't talk often? Please take a look too. Please take a look too. The city center is bustling. The city center is bustling. Can you play soccer with me? Can you play soccer with me? Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. Do we behave? Do we behave? She loves going to the beach. She loves going to the beach. Never agreed? Never agreed? I never watch TV. I never watch TV. I will raise rabbits. I will raise rabbits. Shouldn't I be buying every week? Shouldn't I be buying every week? Could he be a manager 2 centuries ago? Could he be a manager 2 centuries ago? 2 days ago I had a hard time. 2 days ago I had a hard time. You watch TV in the evening. You watch TV in the evening. The designers will create a new collection for the fashion show. The designers will create a new collection for the fashion show. Can't I be governor then? Can't I be governor then? Working on. Working on. You can kiss later. You can kiss later. After a week we may not be afraid. After a week we may not be afraid. Doesn't it kill? Doesn't it kill? Should not travel. Should not travel. Was our grandmother a window cleaner? Was our grandmother a window cleaner? Isn't he judging now? Isn't he judging now? We need to go somewhere. We need to go somewhere. Need courier next year. Need courier next year. Can you be injured? Can you be injured? Did you become a grocer afterwards? Did you become a grocer afterwards? I will use a blender to make smoothies. I will use a blender to make smoothies. It was raining when I went out. It was raining when I went out. What is your favorite restaurant? What is your favorite restaurant? Your stepbrother's grocery store. Your stepbrother's grocery store. The dog barks loudly. The dog barks loudly. Why do we have my back? Why do we have my back? He goes to the beach on the weekends. He goes to the beach on the weekends. Derives it. Derives it. How many? How many? They were not sold every month. They were not sold every month. You were waking up often. You were waking up often. Does it improve? Does it improve?